Yo, what is poppin'? Fish keepers, shrimp keepers, 10-gallon fish tank fanatics. I'm here with Coach Sonny, and as you guys know, we live in Tennessee, and the winter storm is starting to hit us. We got a little bit of snow. Originally, I'm actually from Colorado and Utah, so I'm used to snow, but out here, they're not really used to it or prepared for it. So today, me and Coach Sonny are gonna be talking about a couple tips and things you can do if you have fish tanks to bulletproof your fish tanks during a winter storm. All right, buddy, let's get back inside. It's a little bit chilly. I know some of you guys might be running fish rooms in your garage. If you are, I'm gonna be sharing a couple tips and things I've done in my garage to help bulletproof it, make it a little bit warmer, and keep the heat inside my garage. But I know 95% of you, maybe 99% of you, don't have a fish room garage. So we're gonna talk more broad spectrum in this video. But first and foremost, let me talk about what I did on the outside of my house. So when you look here, we ordered one of these garage door blankets. This is gonna help keep the cold and wind from hitting the garage door and allowing excess heat to escape out the garage. As you guys know, the garage door is probably one of the most thin areas, the areas where most of the heat's gonna radiate outside of the house. And so getting bulletproofing this is going to be one of your best steps you can do. So first and foremost, I like to put this on the outside as this is going to help prevent wind from hitting against the door and allowing excess heat out. It's also insulated, so it's going to hold in a little bit more heat as well. And it's pretty quick and easy to install, and it was only $50. So this is first, if you're running a fish room out of your garage and you need to help keep your garage heated, this is one of the first things you should do during the winter or even summer to keep the heat or cold inside your garage. Now let's go on the other side and talk about what we did on the other side of it. Time to go to the fish room, Pookie boy. Oh yes, thank you, buddy. Thank you, buddy. We are back inside the fish room, and I'm gonna give you 5 tips here very soon on things we can do to help keep our tanks safe during a winter storm and possibly a power outage. Coach Sonny, you glad to be back inside, buddy? Yeah. All right, let me flip you around and show you a couple other things I did since I'm running a fish room out of my garage. Guys, please just ignore these holiday decorations. I'm about to put these up in my attic. I'm one of those guys who struggles with putting Christmas lights up and taking them down. I just took them down right before the storm so I could get them up in my attic and store them for the year. But the next thing I did was to insulate my garage door. So I went to Lowe's and I bought the garage door insulation kits and installed it inside my garage door. It took me maybe 15-20 minutes to install these panels, but this now provides insulation barrier and everything that's really going to bulletproof it. So when you think about it, we have the blanket on the outside to help prevent the wind barrier, also insulated to help keep some heat in, plus it attaches on all the edges, so it's going to help seal up these little gaps around the edges of the garage door. Because of the way the blanket is, it's helping seal those in. Then we have insulated garage door itself. Now the next upgrade I need to do to my garage door to bulletproof this room a little bit more is I need to buy some tape and tape up these edges. That's going to also help seal some gaps and keep this garage door really, really bulletproof. So that's the next thing I did. So if you're setting up a fish room in your garage, definitely do those 2 things. And then don't be like me, get the tape and tape up the edges. That'll also help keep heat a little bit better inside your garage door. Look at him. Are you trying to eat my snow globe, buddy? The other thing to do is I bought weather stripping. So we bought this down here, big weather stripper at the bottom. And the bottom of the garage door also has weather stripping as well. So between the combination of the 2 of these, this has a nice big lip. It really creates a nice good seal. And as you can see, I was having one of my last videos, I was having issues with condensation down here. Between the combination of the blanket on the outside and this, we've gotten rid of the condensation inside my house, which is awesome. The other thing that we can do as well is insulate the floor. So I went ahead and put down gym mats inside my garage in most of the area. This is going to help keep heat inside the room from getting going through our floors and losing heat that way, or the ground radiating up cold air through the concrete up into this room. So insulating the actual floor itself with gym mats is also going to help bulletproof this room. And last, but certainly not least, the number one thing you should be doing if you're going to run a fish room out of your garage is installing a dual mini split. Yep, I did that, I don't know, 7 months ago for the summer, and I knew it was going to pay off here during the winter. But you also want to get yourself a dual mini split. Thankfully I had a neighbor who helped me out, and I was able to install this thing for about $3,000 or $2,500 or something like that. But normally this unit If I didn't have that, it would cost about $5,000 to $6,000. So get yourself a dual mini split, and now I can temperature control my whole fish room in the garage without any problems. So through those three things, that's gonna make a huge impact. So just kind of recapping, blanket on the outside, that's gonna help cover the gaps that are around the garage door because it's sealing to the side, so it's gonna seal up those gaps. And it's insulated, also prevents a wind barrier from hitting the metal and taking heat outside. Next, insulating the garage doors. Next, if you can, tape this up, which I still need to do. I'll be doing that here in the near future. And then finally, make sure the base of your garage door has good weather stripping on the bottom of the door, but then add an extra lip weather stripper in there to help seal it off really, really well. All right, let's jump into the 5 tips for surviving winter with fish tanks. And they're gonna apply to everyone, whether you have a fish room like this or not. Hey, what you doing there, Pookie boy? Coach Sonny, are you being bad? Huh? Are you being bad? Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. Guys, as you know, he had a surgery not too long ago and he's healing up really well. We actually opened up his nostrils so he could breathe better, which is supposed to extend his life 2 to 3 years, which is absolutely awesome. And he's healing up nice and good and doing great. We love you. Let's go ahead and talk about the 5 things that you should do when you have a winter storm coming. So as I said before, I used to live in Colorado, Utah, I've been in Indiana, I've been all over, and I've lived in a lot of states that get a lot of cold weather. So for me, worrying about cold weather is not a thing I really do too much. That said, when you live in a place like Tennessee that's not prepared for it, like Utah, Colorado, they get cold weather all the time, so the system is built for it and ready for it. However, out here, that's not necessarily the case. So if you live in a state where your state's probably not prepared, like Texas, Tennessee, other places that are over here in the South where they don't get snow a whole lot, there's a couple extra things you might want to do to kind of bulletproof your setup. So it's going to also kind of depend on how many fish you bought, what your whole budget is, things like that. But the number one most important thing you can do if you want to bulletproof your aquarium setup and not lose all your fish in case the power goes out during a winter storm is buy yourself a generator. Yep, if you have a ton of tanks like I do and you have thousands and thousands of dollars of fish and equipment, having the power go out for an extended period of time could be absolutely devastating. You could lose everything you built for. This fish room was multiple thousands of dollars, extremely expensive, and losing that would be absolutely devastating. So go out, buy yourself a generator. 2 things you could do with it. You could buy an actual home generator that attaches to your house and can power your whole house. Now that's gonna be more expensive, but it will increase the house value and be a good optimal upgrade. People love to have that. Probably for about $7,000, you could get a nice quality generator added to your house, and now your whole house has power when everybody else loses. Or the other option is you could go with solar with battery backup, and then even if the power goes out, your solar panels with the battery backup are good to go to run your house. That's option number 1 that you should think about doing. Now, if let's say you only have 1 or 2 tanks, you're like, that's kind of overkill, I don't really need that. Totally understand. For some people, it might not be worth it. You could go get a $500 generator that's like 3,500 watts to 5,500 watts, and you could power a nice little space heater, and then hopefully your aquarium's in a room where you can run that space heater and keep those tanks nice and warm. Biggest thing with fish is making sure the fluctuations don't happen super quick, super fast. So, $300, $500 generator just on the side, just to bulletproof and be ready. You could run a couple space heaters in this fish room with how it's heated and keep everything nice and toasty. You don't necessarily have to go spend that $7,000, but if you are running a big, massive fish room, probably not a bad idea, and it's a good home upgrade to do. But worst case scenario, $300, $500 generator is a good thing to have on hand in case of a massive storm that kills out the power. Number 2, the second most important thing you could probably do when preparing for a storm that could cut the power, you could use electricity and your tanks could start getting cold. The second most thing you could do right away, and everyone can do this no matter your budget, well, hopefully, if you have a really tight budget, maybe you can. But most people, no matter their budget, could do this, and that's just bump your heat up a little bit. If normally you keep your house at 70 degrees, bump it up to 75, 76. Those extra couple degrees could be vital depending on how long the power outage goes on for. Those extra couple degrees inside your house, keeping it a little bit warmer, could be vital in helping your fish survive. So bump the heat up a little bit during the winter storm. Yeah, you're gonna be paying more in electricity bills or gas bills, whatever your house is set up on. But you know, when the temperature cuts out, you lose all power and the temperatures start to decline. Since you started at a higher set point, you'll buy yourself more time before these tanks are going to get in critical low conditions where the water gets so cold it kills your fish. So bump the temperature up. If you normally keep your house at like 68, bump it to 75, bump it to 76, bump it up, make it a little bit warmer, and that will buy yourself some extra time. Doesn't cost you anything to do it other than a little electricity or a little gas. Numero 3, number 3, the third most thing I think everyone should be doing in preparation for a winter storm or tornadoes or anything is having a battery backup air pump. So having some sort of battery backup, if you're running sponge filters like I do in my fish room, attach those sponge filters either to a separate battery backup system or specifically buy battery backup air pumps. I'll post a photo of the ones I use, the Aquarium Co-op ones. They have a special power saving mode where every couple seconds they'll release oxygen or air, and it'll help the battery extend a lot longer. So I believe now the runtime is about 40 hours or something like that. So you have almost 2 days of runtime. So those battery backup air pumps are vital not only during tornado season, maybe during the summer or winter when power goes out. That little extra oxygen will help keep the fish alive and make sure the tanks don't get deoxygenated and kill off all your fish. So battery backup air pumps are the third most important thing I think you could do in preparation for a power outage any time of year. Number 4, what you can do to help preserve your fish tanks during a power outage, during a winter storm, is make sure you have aquarium lids. Probably the most important thing you could do, and I don't know why you want to have one anyway. Well, I guess I do. I actually have a couple tanks that don't have it, and I'm about to put them on here during this winter storm we're in, just because I've been a little bit lazy, a little bit busy, and I haven't optimized or worried about it. That said, aquarium lids are awesome. It's just like, you know, if you're outside and you're wearing a hat, that hat is going to help keep that heat on your head because warm air rises. So putting that lid on there, putting that hat on, putting my hoodie on, all that's going to help insulate, keep the nice warm air in, warm water in, and keep the cold air out. Helps protect from drafts and little like currents of air that are going to go around the drafts. That will help cause your tank to lose heat pretty quickly. So put a lid on there and that will greatly help maintaining heat inside your tank. Wanted to add this in here real quick little pro tip. If you guys are on a budget and you don't want to spend a lot of money on like actual aquarium lids from stores, go out, buy yourself some polycarbonate. And this polycarbonate can be bought on Amazon, Lowe's, Home Depot, different places like that. For pretty cheap, you can get 6 4-foot by 2-foot pieces of it, 6 of those for only $50 from Amazon. They'll ship it to you. And these can be cut to whatever side you need. So you can see my 20-gallon long has it. My Beta Bungalow build I have that's outside of camera has it. And then I'm about to put these on my 10-gallon tanks on Guppy Nation as well. So polycarbonate is super cheap, easy way to make yourself custom fish tanks. I'm actually coming out with a 3D printed version where you can for lids. So it's going to be a 3D lid, kind of like they have the glass version out there that you can 3D print. Well, I'm making a 3D printed lid that can be utilized, that utilizes polycarbonate. So check my website, it might be out already, and if it is, buy yourself those little rails, and then you put the polycarbonate in it, and bam, you are all set, and you have a nice, really good custom aquarium lid for your fish tank. Fifth, and finally, the 5th thing you can do to help survive power outage during a winter storm and help your fish be okay is get yourself some blankets. Now, be very careful with this. You don't want to burn down your house or start an electrical fire. But how you do it is you get the survival blankets, the thermal survival blankets, you put them over the top. Now, be careful that they don't get water on them or have water starting to drip down them. Don't cover up your sponge, your air pumps. Leave those open, but you're gonna wrap it in a survival blanket, make sure no water gets out or starts leaking and coming down because that can start electrical fire. You do that as the base layer, and then you do the quilts, the moving blankets on top, and that will help maintain the heat that's inside the aquarium and prevent drafts of air causing more heat loss from your tank. Now, following all these practices, if you lose a power in your house, obviously if you have a generator, you're gonna be fine, but if you don't have a generator, doing these other things that we just talked about, you're going to buy yourself about 24 hours typically. So it depends on the temperature outside, how well insulated your house is, but typically you're going to buy yourself about 24 hours. So if your tank's at 76, it should stay above 60 degrees. The water should stay above 60 degrees Fahrenheit. But all things considered, it can fluctuate up or down, but it shouldn't get to the point where your fish are gonna be in critical condition and at risk of dying. So you're gonna buy yourself an extra 24 hours doing these things. And obviously, if you have a generator, which is the smartest move, you're gonna buy yourself however long of time and however long you run that generator and how much ever gas you have. So generator is the GOAT way to do it. But even if you do have a generator, I would still recommend these other 4 things. Do them as well, because it will greatly help you maintain the heat inside your fish room, so your fish are nice and toasty and happy in case of a power outage. Hope you guys are all staying warm during this winter storm that came through out here, and can't wait to get through it, because it is a little nerve-wracking, but we got everything we need here ready to go just in case. Here working on the couch, it's snowing outside still, and figured I might as well get some things done that needed to be done. So we are doing some 3D printing. A couple of my members are gonna be test running my sponge filter for me, so I'm printing those out right now, getting those up and running, gonna be shipping those out here pretty soon. So if you guys are members, you haven't, joined my Facebook group, 10 Gallon Fish Tanks member group, because sometimes when I'm coming out with new products, I will send out stuff free to my members for them to test out, to help me learn more about the product, see maybe any flaws I didn't know or things like that. Now, the other thing I'm about to start doing right now too, on my laptop here, is these trading cards. So I actually came out with a trading card game. So whenever you buy fish on my website, 10gallonfishtanks.com, you get a really nice acclimation instruction guide. You also get a trading card that serves 2 purposes. On the front, it tells you how to care for your fish. Then, oh, just dropped it. Then on the back, it actually is a trading card game, similar to kind of like Pokemon. So you can battle against your friends. You just need 30 cards to create a deck. So that's 3 packs of cards. You get 30 cards, and then get your friend to get 30 cards, and you now have a deck, and you get a battle and play against each other. It's a strategy card game that you get to play against other fish keepers. So each fish has its own statistics: attack, HP, speed, and care cost, and then certain special abilities as well. And you get to play these cards and battle each other out. So if you guys know anybody who's super into like collecting things, kind of enjoyed like Pokemon or card games similar to that, and is super into fish, send them my link, 10gallonfishtanks.com. It's under card games on my website. Buy yourself like 3 packs or 6 packs so you and a buddy can play and test it out. But this game is now launched. I'll put the link in the description down below. But it's a lot of fun. I'll show you. We're going to start doing tournaments, things like that, and competing against other people. So I'm going to start hosting live tournaments with prizes and giveaways around this. So it's going to be a lot of fun once we get it fully out there and fully launched. But once again, some of my members, I'm going to be sending some packs of this out to my members for free so they can test it. We can do a couple of test round tournaments, things like that, before we launch it to everyone. So go check it out if you haven't already. All right, got to get back to creating the rest of the cards. It's time to go ahead and put a couple more members on our member wall. As you guys know, we maxed out our first member wall, so we started the new member wall under the Guinness World Record. So first off, we got Chris Yoakley, 7745. Chris Yoakley, 7745. Just join the Nano Bubbler membership for $1 a month. So Chris, go enjoy all those member-only live stream videos out there for you. And then we also got Deacon David. That's hard to say. Deacon David. Try to say that as many times as you can, as fast as you can. Deacon David, but 63. He also joined, so both Nano Bubblers. We do also have the mid-level water squad, which Emma just upgraded to, and the mid-level water squad gets 10% off my website, and then you get access to all my videos as I drop them in real time. Let's get both of these 2 new members on our member wall. The goal is to fill up this whole wall here in 2026. We already filled up the first wall, which I'll show you guys again here in just a second. So let's get these guys on. Just wanted to say thank you to both of them for joining the mid-level water squad, and then also special thank you to everybody who's already a part of the member wall. Really appreciate all you guys' support and hear what we do at 10 Gallon Fish Tank HQ. All right, guys, thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share the video with someone you think might enjoy it, and subscribe to the channel. I'm actually currently setting up for a random live stream I decided to do where we are doing a live unpacking. I'm opening up packs of Fish Room Punk cards, and then if we get 3 new members during the live stream, I'm going to give away up to 5 cards to 3 different people if I have enough extra. So we do random stuff like this on the channel. Like I said, sometimes my members get to test out certain products for me. And then we got that member wall growing a little bit more. As always, we do also have the Aquarium Sales Success Blueprint. If you're wanting to learn how to sell fish for profit to help pay for your fish room like I did, I came out with this program. It's called the Aquarium Sales Success Blueprint, and I put together all the knowledge I've learned through 6 years plus in sales, plus building this fish room through that. So it has sales tips, best practices, helps you kind of guide you through the process from start to 16 weeks later, helping you try to generate your first $100. There's no guarantee, but we give you the tips, tricks, and best practices and tools to set you up for success, plus a special Facebook group just for the members. It's $300, so it is a little bit more expensive, but you do become a certified aquatic partner as long as you meet the expectations at the end of the program. And you have access to me to ask whatever questions you might need in that special group. So if you are trying to start your own fish business, maybe trying to help cover the hobby, or just want a really cool book that also has notes for me, I'll take notes on your fish tanks and things like that, go check that out as well. I also sell fish, shrimp, and plants on my website, 10gallonfishtanks.com. I sell 3D printed items, kind of like you see. I guess let me show you. I have these floating aquarium rings on my website. I have both the actual rings and the file, so if you own a 3D printer, you can actually print it out yourself as well. Just buy the file and print it out. And I'm actually coming out with a sponge filter here soon. But I gotta bounce and get this live stream ready to go. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
What's up, yo?
Buddy.
Need some fish, bro? Then you gotta go to the 10-gallon fish pro. 10-gallon, yeah. Fish tanks, yeah. 10-gallon, yeah. Fish tanks. All day, all day, all day long. Shrimp, blue shrimp, yellow shrimp too. Green shrimp, orange shrimp, and a snowball zoo. We got fish, y'all. We got fish, dog. We got it all. Tuxedo koi, guppy, white cloud, minnow, long fin, white cloud, pygmy corridora, panda cory, stir by cory, albino cory, coolie loach, green cuba, tyrus boris, celestial pearl danio, and emerald dwarfers bora, pea puffer, clown, killie, sparkling goat or me.